He lost his entire fortune an hour before saying I do. But what his wife did next turned tragic and will surprise you. They called it the wedding of the year. Two powerful hearts finally surrendering to love. But on the morning he was meant to say I do, the groom's bank account read zero point zero naira. In one moment, Tayo Benson went from Lagos golden boy to a man with nothing. The morning sun of Lagos had a golden arrogance. It poured through her. Somewhere in the middle of that brightness, Tayo Benson, the youngest tech billionaire in the city, was stuck in traffic. His car is a shining black SUV, gleamed like success itself. He was late, as usual, and he hated that. Across the same street, a yellow taxi squished to a stop, and the woman jumped out, arguing with the driver. I beg, I no go pay extra. For waiting, you no see this traffic? Na me cause am. She backed. The driver raised his hands. Madam, no vex, but you two dey talk. Haba, na 2,000 naira I charge you now. 2,000 for waiting. From Finder Mall here to here. Bros, fear God. She eased, snatching her handbag. That woman was Amara Okoye. Beautiful, fierce, and allergic to arrogance. A small fashion designer trying to make it in Lagos. She was passionate, loud, when she was right. The moment she stepped back from the taxi, her heel snapped. Ah, Jesus, she cried, grabbing the car for balance. That was when Taya's car rolled slightly forward, bumping into the taxi's rear. Guy, you know they look rude, the taxi driver shouted. Taya frowned, rolled down his tinted glass, and stepped out. Tall, handsome, wearing a navy blue suit that looked too expensive for the chaos around. I barely touched you, Taya said coolly. Let's not exaggerate things. The driver was about to shout again, but Amara's voice cut through the air like a blade. Wait, you hit this car, she said, hands on her hips, and you are saying barely touched? You rich people know they ever accept fault. Tayo turned to look at her properly for the first time. Excuse me, he said, eyebrow raised. I said you should say sorry, she repeated, crossing her arms. The crowd began to gather. Lagos loved drama. He sighed, looked around, then quietly, fine, I'm sorry. Say it well, she said. Tayo blinked. What? You said it like person where they forced to confess. Talk am well, Oga. I'm sorry, driver. Tayo stared at her. Disbelief, mixing with reluctant amusement. Then slowly, he smiled. I'm sorry, driver. Good, Amara said, picking her broken heel. Next time, drive with your eyes. Open, not your ego. She walked away like a storm. That evening, Amara recounted everything to her best friend, Kemi, while they folded fabrics in her small fashion studio. Kemi laughed so hard, she almost dropped a spool of thread. Ah, Amara, you and Wahala too much. Maybe now God they try show you husband. You dey form feminist. Abeg, which kind husband? That man's pride can fill the whole city, Amara said, rolling her eyes. Kemi chuckled. You sure say you no like him? Amara eased. Me? Like who? I no even like his face. Meanwhile, across town, Taya was at a rooftop bar with his close friend, Kunle. He swilled his drink and sighed. She stood there, bold like she owned the road, Tayo said. Kunle burst out laughing. Guy, from the way you dey talk, it be like say the girl enter your head small, sha. My guy. Enter what? Tayo scooped. Please, I don't argue with women in broken heels. Kunle grinned. You don't argue, but you are still talking about her. Tayo shot him a look. I just find it interesting that some people think manners mean disrespecting success. Kunle sipped his drink. Omo, admit am, she scatter your brain. You and that girl go still jam again. Mark my words. Tayo smirked. If that happens, I'll double your salary. 1 week later, Amara rushed into a coffee shop for a client meeting. Late, stretched, clutching sketches in her bag. Amara looked up and froze. Across the room, Tayo Benson was seated, typing on his laptop, calm, polished, completely unaware of her until their eyes met. They both stared for a second, then looked away quickly, pretending not to notice, but fate wasn't done. The client Amara came to meet turned out to be his company's PR head. When she introduced herself and Tayo, looked up again, the smirk on his face said everything. You again? Her heart raced. Oh no, she muttered under her breath. Good morning, he said with that smooth voice. Try not to crash anything this time. Amara eyed him and pretend as if she did not hear him. Later that night, both of them called their friends separately, complaining. Kemi laughed till she cried. Na so una go dey pretend like say una no dey love each other. Una dey behave like two goats fighting for one road. Amara sighed. Kemi, please, I have told you times without number. I can't stand that dude. He is so full of himself. At that same time, Kunle was teasing Tayo over the phone. Guy, I talk am before. This girl don't hold space in your brain rent free. Just prepare. Kunle, abeg rest. Tayo groaned. She's just so annoying. Kunle laughed. Annoying? I be interesting. Na small line dey separate the two. That night, Amara was lying in a small apartment. Amara replayed their coffee shop encounter in her head. His half smile, his calm arrogance, the way he said her name, she caught herself, smiling, then quickly frowned. No, Amara, don't start. Across town, Tayo lay in bed too, thinking the same thing. Her boldness, her energy, her eyes. He chuckled softly. That woman will be the end of me. The next few weeks in Lagos moved like a movie Amara didn't sign up for. Everywhere she turned, there was he. At a business fair, at a restaurant, even at the supermarket where she was shopping, and he was comparing brands of bottled water. Tayo Benson, she asked, half annoyed, half surprised. He turned, sunglasses on, pretending not to recognize her. Oh, he said casually, you again? You stalking me? He smirked. If I were, trust me, you'd never know. She rolled her eyes. You are not as charming as you think, and you are not as invisible as you believe, he said. A week later, Amara received an unexpected email from Tayo Benson. Miss Okoye, your designs caught my attention during the fair. My company is funding a fashion tech project, and I believe your creativity would fit. Let's discuss over lunch. Regards, Tayo Benson. Amara stared at the message, stunned. Kemi, who peeked over her shoulder, screamed, Girl, that's your destiny helper right there. Helper? I beg, this man just wants to show power, Amara said. Kemi laughed. Pride go wound una too. The lunch was at the Coral Terrace, Lagos' finest restaurant. Amara came late on purpose to annoy him. Tayo was already seated, tapping his watch. You're 30 minutes late, he said, without looking up. Traffic, she replied, slipping into her seat with a smile. Or maybe I wanted you to wait. He raised an eyebrow. I see humility is not in your fashion sense, he said, and arrogance seems to be in yours, she said back. They locked eyes, tension, amusement, challenge, like two magnets pretending they weren't drawn to each other. Later that day, Amara stormed into Kemi's tailor shop. Kemi, that man is so impossible. Kemi looked up, grinning. Now the same impossible way they make you talk about him every day be that. Amara threw her scarf playfully at her. He acts like the world revolves around him. Kemi laughed. And yet, your world they revolve around him right now. True, true. You sure say you know they catch feelings small, small? Amara eased. Feelings for who? I beg rest. At the same time, Tayo sat in his penthouse, venting to Kunle. Bro, she talks too much, Tayo said, loosening his tie. Kunle smiled, and yet you keep listening. She challenges everything I say because she's the first person who doesn't bow to your money, Kunle replied. Tayo sighed. She drives me crazy. Kunle laughed. Congratulations, my brother. That's called love. Tayo rolled his eyes. Love? Please, I'm not that careless. The day of the fashion tech pitch presentation arrived. It's like a drum. Tayo seated beside her on stage, whispered, relax, you've got this. She looked at him for the first time. No teasing, no smirk, just quiet assurance. They presented together. Him, the visionary investor, her, the creative soul. Their chemistry on stage was undeniable. When the project won the funding award, Amara hugged him before she realized what she was doing. He froze, then slowly, carefully hugged her back. In that moment, something changed, something soft. That night, Amara sat alone on her balcony, scrolling through her phone. Her heart felt strange, full and afraid at once. Kemi called. Babe, the video of you and Tayo on stage don't blow. People say una be perfect couple. Couple ke. They're just partners. Kemi giggled. Partners where they look each other like telenovela lovers. Amara laughed nervously. You're crazy. Kemi replied in pidgin. I beg, no dey form. Love don't catch you. Accept them before pride go spoil everything. Meanwhile, at his penthouse, Tayo couldn't sleep. He replayed her laugh, her boldness, her warmth. He found himself texting her at midnight. You were amazing today. I'm proud of you. Amara saw the messages, smiled, then typed, and erased her reply 3 times before sending. Thanks. You weren't too bad yourself, Mr. Ego. He chuckled. Good night, stubborn woman, he whispered to himself. 2 months later, they became inseparable. Though neither would admit it, they begged over coffee orders, teased during meetings, argued about everything, but somehow always ended up laughing. Even their friends stopped teasing. Kemi said one evening, I no go lie, you two were made for each other. Kunle added, if una pride no kill una first. But then came the proposal. It was sunset at the beach. Tayo knelt before Amara. Eyes soft for the first time. I met someone who made me see life beyond money and ego. Amara, will you marry me? She froze. Tears, laughter, shocked. Tayo, are you serious? I've never been more sure of anything, he said. She nodded, crying. Yes, the crowd around them cheered. It was perfect. Too perfect, but fate had other plans. The morning of their wedding, Tayo woke up, smiling. The sky was golden, the air light. He got dressed, checked his reflection, and opened his banking app to send last-minute payments to vendors. The balance read 0.0 naira. He blinked, refreshed, still 0.00 naira. His heart slammed. He called his accountant, no answer. He called his bank, lines busy. He called Kunle, bro, I think I've been hacked. Everything, my savings, my company accounts, gone. His car was already waiting to take him to the church, but he couldn't move. And for the first time in his life, Tayo Benson was broke. His phone kept buzzing. Calls from the wedding planner, from Kunle, from his mother. He didn't answer. He couldn't. He stared at the screen of his banking app again. 0.0 naira. The zeros looked like they were laughing at him. Kunle rushed to see him. Kunle, he said finally, everything is gone. The company accounts too. My investors, my savings, even the card for the hotel payment is declining. Kunle's voice shook. Tayo, you sure say no be system error? It's real. Someone wiped me out. There was silence. Then Kunle said quietly, Guy, calm down. Let's still go to church first. You fit explain later. Tayo gripped the phone. I'm telling about my empire and you are saying church. Kunle, how I go marry her like this? I've lost everything, Kunle. In Amara's hotel room, Amara stood in front of the mirror, glowing in a white dress. Kemi adjusted her veil, humming off-key. Kemi groaned, Babe, you fine die. If Taya no faint when he see you, I go slap him. Amara laughed nervously. Kemi, I just want today to go smooth. No drama. Then her phone buzzed. A text from Tayo. I can't make it. Please forgive me. Her heart dropped. What? She whispered, staring at the screen. Kemi grabbed the phone. Huh? Can't make it. Na prank. Amara shook her head, tears already foaming. No, he wouldn't joke like this. Let me go to his room to know what happened, Amara said. But she was stopped by Kemi. Please don't. It's bad omen. Let's just go to church. He will come to the church. He is just joking to know your reaction, Kemi said, consoling her. At the church, they waited and waited. No sign that the groom is coming. The church doors began to fill in with whispers. Guests looked around, confused. Minutes turned to an hour. The music stopped. Someone said softly, the groom isn't coming. Amara felt her nails weaken. Kemi held her. Babe, hold yourself. Maybe something happened on the road. But Amara's heart whispered something else. He changed his mind. Tayo sat in his car, parked under a flyover. He stared blankly at his reflection in the rear view mirror. His style was still perfect. His world was not. He whispered, My whole world is gone. I can't walk in there, empty. His phone rang again. Amara. He couldn't pick. Then Kunle called. Bro, everybody dey church, they ask questions. You won't disgrace the girl like this? Tayo's voice cracked. Kunle, I've lost everything. The vendors, the hall, the guests. I can't even pay them back. I can't start marriage in shame. Kunle sighed heavily. You think she care about all that? You don't know Amara. Let's go ahead with the marriage. Later, we will fix your finances. I can't face her, Tayo said. Not like this. He switched off the phone. By evening, Lagos gossip blogs had already picked up the story. Billionaire Lagos groom disappears on wedding morning. Amara sat on her balcony, still in her wedding dress. The city lights blurred through her tears. Kemi sat beside her, silent, then softly in pidgin. Babe, you still love her, Mabi? Amara sniffed. I don't even know. But whatever happened, I deserve an explanation. Kemi nodded. True talk. No cry finish for man we never talked down him own side of the story. The next day, Tayo finally turned his phone back on. Hundreds of missed calls, among them a voicemail from Amara. Her voice was calm but broken. Tayo, I cared about you. You owed me truth, not silence. He closed his eyes, guilt heavy in his chest. The next day, which is Monday morning, Tayo and his team started investigation. When Tayo's company audit was completed, the trust hit harder than heartbreak. His trusted CFO, the man who has been with him since he started the company, has siphoned millions into a fake offshore account. Tayo was broken. This is the guy I called brother, even paid him higher than anybody in the company. Why will he steal from me? He destroyed my life and my love. Tayo wept bitterly. Months later, the police caught the said CFO trying to flee out of the country through Murtala Airport. Kunle broke the news to Tayo. Them don't catch the guy, he said. He dey custody now. Tayo just sat there, silent, broken. So all this pain came from someone I trusted. Kunle nodded. But maybe it go teach you something. That not every man you feed go protect your table. The arrest didn't bring back the money immediately, but it restored something else. Tayo's humility and clarity. 3 weeks passed. Tayo grew thinner. Amara threw herself into work. One rainy evening, he walked into Cream Cafe, the same spot they once had business meeting, and there she was, sitting alone, sketching designs. Their eyes met. He approached slowly. Amara. She looked up, expression unreadable. Tayo, you finally decided to exist again. He sighed. I didn't know how to face you. You should have tried, honestly, she said, softly. That's all I ever wanted. I lost everything, he said. Not just money, everything. I thought if I had disappeared, I'll save you shame. She shook her head. You gave me more shame by vanishing. Please go. I do not want to ever see you in my life. Amara said, but Tayo refused to leave her side. So she stood up and left. That same day, Tayo called and pleaded with Kunle to help him win Amara's heart back. I warned you, but you didn't listen. Anywhere you are, my friend, I'll try my best, Kunle said. Thank you so much, dude, Tayo replied. The next day, Kunle went to visit Amara. He bought Amara's favorite perfume and other gift items. Oh, Kunle, thank you so much, Amara said, as she received the gift. But you have not told me why you came visiting. My dear, I came in respect of my... Please stop there, Amara stopped him. If you came here for him, then you're not welcome. Please, leave my house. Amara, I know you're still angry and you still love him. Please, give him a second chance, Kunle said as he walked towards the door. Mr. Man, come and take your gifts. I don't need it. Rubbish. For 2 months, Tayo tried talking. Maize to Amara. But all to no avail. He even went to Kemi, Amara's best friend. That one even chased him out of her shop. He came back several times before she accepted to help him talk to Amara. Kemi talked with Amara. Babe, please now, forgive him. I know he hurt you deeply. But please, he was just frustrated on what happened that morning. Check him now. If it happens to you, your head no go dey. Correct. I know that you still love him. Just try again. Kemi said, I have forgiven him a long time ago. But Kemi, I no fit forget the shame and disgrace he put me through. Anyway, I'll call him and fix a date for both of us to meet. Amara replied, this girl, so you still have his number and you dey form. They both laughed. Few days after, Amara and Tayo met at a lounge. Silence sat between them like a third person. Then she said quietly, do you love me, or was I just a pride project? He swallowed. I love you, and I'm sorry. Her eyes glistened, but she smiled faintly. Good. Then maybe you can start again from zero. Thank you, babe, Tayo said, and they hugged each other. 2 months later, Amara's business won a government grant. Instead of celebrating alone, she walked straight to the small co-working office where Tayo now worked as a consultant. She dropped a file on his desk. What's this? He asked. Our new company, she said. Your ideas, my designs. Equal partners. No ego, no pride. Tayo blinked. You trust me again after all that? She smiled. Love without forgiveness, no be love. He stood, staring at her, then pulled her into a tight hug. 6 months after they cancelled the wedding, Lagos had moved on, but Amara and Tayo were rewriting their story quietly, far from the public eye. Their new company, A&T, Designs was small but growing fast. They worked from a shared studio downtown, half design table, half whiteboard full of wide ideas. They didn't talk about marriage again, but everyone could see it in their eyes. They still belonged to each other. One evening in the studio, Tayo leaned back, rubbing his neck. You ever think about that day? Amara didn't look up. Every time I hear wedding bells, he smiled sadly. I wanted to build a world for you. Instead, I almost destroyed it. She put down her pencil. You don't need to build a world for me, Tayo. Just be in it. He reached for her hand. You really forgave me. I had to, she said softly, because I love you. Their eyes met, quite deep, understanding. A few days later, Tayo walked into the studio. Then Amara handed him a small box wrapped in gold paper. He opened it. What's this about? Inside was a stack of official documents. He blinked, confused. Amara, this is an investment indeed. She nodded. I registered A&T Designs in both our names, and the investors we pitched to last week, they are in. Funding just came through. She smiled through tears. Love is not about who has more. It's about who holds on when things fall apart. Tayo walked to her slowly. Amara Okoye. She looked up, eyes shining. He dropped to one knee. No rings, no cameras, no crowd, just candlelight and truth. This time, I'm not asking you to marry a rich man. I'm asking you to marry a man who is learning what wealth really means. Amara laughed softly through tears. You and this your dramatic mouth. He groaned. So will you? She nodded. Yes, stubborn man. This time, I won't wear white. I'll wear peace. Their wedding was small. No noise, no press. Just friends, laughter, and a quiet beach sunset. Kemi cried like a child. See life, from heartbreak to honeymoon. Kunle teased. Na so, love made from heaven. They laughed. The end. My darlings, thanks for listening till this very end. Please smash that like button, subscribe, share, and comment because more interesting and educative stories are coming your way. For my returning subscribers, I love you guys. Till we meet again. Bye.